Games can be controversial. Some recent examples of this could be Hogwarts Legacy, The Last of Us Part 2, Call of Duty, but the games that I've gathered on this list have literally had governments try to wipe them off the face of the earth. And to top it off, I'm going to be playing the uncensored versions of all these games to see if the panic was really justified. Media censorship is a tale as old as time, whether it's music like heavy metal, or tabletop like Dungeons and Dragons. For decades, we've had politicians and parents blaming media for society's problems. Just take a look at the satanic panic of the 80s. And while these are heated debates, sometimes a government quite literally declares the game illegal and brings down the hammer. They'll label it too violent, too political, or just too messed up for their people to play. But what actually happens when you fire up one of these forbidden games? That's what I'm here to find out. I put together a short list of games that got hit with some of the harshest punishments, from total bans to rules that made them impossible to sell. I'm going to experience these games firsthand and decide if the games should really be banned. Kicking things off is a game from one of the most famous franchises in the world, Battlefield 4. When it came out in 2013, it was a huge deal. It still felt like Battlefield, but with the release of the PS4, DICE was able to raise the stakes so much higher, having 64-player matches and environments you could completely tear apart. Now, most of us play these games for the multiplayer, but China in particular had an issue with the single-player campaign. They declared Battlefield 4 a threat to its national security and an act of cultural invasion. The game's single-player campaign is set in the near future and involves a rogue Chinese admiral trying to stage a coup with help from Russia. As a US soldier, you fight against Chinese troops on their own soil. And unsurprisingly, the Chinese government was not really thrilled about that. They claimed the game was made to smear China's image and banned it completely. All game-related material from ads to downloads was ordered to be wiped from the country's internet. So I'm going to jump into the campaign and see what the huge issue is. Alright, so we're here on Battlefield 4. I loaded up one of the more controversial missions. So I mean, in this context, apparently some Chinese politician was killed. And he was all for democracy, freedom of speech, all that stuff. And some other Chinese guy convinced the people that the Americans killed him. I mean, basically, we're in Shanghai, and it's under martial law. I mean, you can literally see it shows their citizens rioting. I'm gonna be honest, well, I don't think any game should necessarily be banned. I can at least understand the logic behind this. The CCP has a pretty strong hold on the Chinese media. And having a game where Americans are coming in and being the heroes and showing the people rioting against the CCP, it definitely does not bode well on their government. And it's already bad enough that it's showing a... Oh.
Close the fucking door.
Okay, well, I was gonna say it's already bad enough that it's showing the country in a really rough political state, but we also just killed Chinese spec ops, so... Aside from the typical American power fantasy, it also kind of just shows the Chinese as being incompetent, because, like, what do you mean we're in the middle of Shanghai in the tallest skyscraper killing Chinese spec ops and there's no military, like, intervention? Completely not relevant to the entire video, but I remember in 2013 or whatever this game came out, being able to use elevators mid-level in multiplayer was so mind-blowing to me. Did anyone else just see that? At the very least, they made Shanghai look very beautiful. Alright, and now we have Chinese Dunkirk happening. A bunch of civilian boats. And there's a nuke. Never mind, I think it was an EMP. Alright. The Americans are leading the Chinese people to safety. Was the ban justified? From a gameplay perspective, no, not really. The violence isn't anything new, and it's standard for this type of game. And the story is generic. But from a geopolitical standpoint, you can at least understand the Chinese logic, even if it is extreme. The CCP maintains a pretty tight control over its media, and a huge Hollywood blockbuster game portraying its military as the bad guy was just too much for them. For the next spot, we have a game that was huge but is mostly forgotten about these days, and that's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG. Released in 2017, it was one of the first games to take control of the Battle Royale genre. It drops you onto an island with about 100 other players, and you fight and kill each other until there's only one person left. While it wasn't hit with a hard ban in China like the other games that we've talked about, it died a slow death from government restrictions. The whole Battle Royale concept, kill everyone to survive, was seen by Chinese regulators as too violent and out of line with their socialist core values. But more importantly, the government put a freeze on approving new games, and when they started again, they refused to let the publisher Tencent actually make money from PUBG. On top of that, just to have a chance at approval, Tencent had to change the game. They toned down the gore, changed the blood color, and tried to frame the whole thing as an anti-terrorism military training exercise. And the government also made it harder for Chinese players to connect to their international servers. Eventually, Tencent gave up and replaced PUBG with a heavily sanitized, pro-government version called Game for Peace, which was basically a reskinned PUBG that could be monetized. We're here on PUBG. I have not played this game in so long. I played it a disgusting amount when it was popular, 2017, 2018, 2019-ish. But yeah, it's definitely been a while. I'm just gonna do a regular solo first person. I don't know what the current state of the game is in 2026. It looks like it takes 3 minutes just to find a solo match. So that's already not a good sign. Oh, okay, we found a game. This is the state of PUBG in 2026. What map is this? I've never seen this map before. I was really hoping we would get Erangel, but I will say this is very different compared to more recent Battle Royale games. Network lag detected. I'm pretty sure I just got DDoSed. I don't know if that was a cheater or if my shit's actually cooked, but I have literally a gig fiber internet, so I don't think that should be the issue. But this game is very different compared to the more recent Battle Royale games. It's so much more slower paced. You can have a game where you're just running the entire time and just shooting at the end. Oh, I hear someone. Let him come up. I swear to God that I'm not that shit. We got him though. I do not remember the Scar having that much recoil. That looks so terrible. Oh my God. Now this game was banned primarily for its violence, but I don't remember it being too violent. If anything, it's actually one of the more milder Battle Royales, or just games in general. Positioning in this game was also very important. In Fortnite or in Apex Legends, if someone has a better positioning, you can fly to them, build towards them, whatever, and kind of close that gap. But in this game, if someone has the high ground or anything like that, it's pretty much GG. If anyone watching the video still plays PUBG religiously, let me know how the state of the game is right now. Is it playable? Is it good? Is it better than it was however many years ago? Oh, I see old buddy over there. Caught him sleeping, holy. Got him. Got him too. I think the play is to leave those guys alone. I just got fucking baited by a scarecrow. I mean, oh God. That's what I mean. I literally couldn't see him. So if you're caught out, you're fucked. Alright, one more left. Dude, these scarecrows are making me tweak. Got him. Easy. Chicken dinner. Holy shit. First game chicken dinner. I'm the best in the world. Now, were these restrictions justified? Honestly, compared to the other games, not really. PUBG is actually pretty tame compared to most games on this list. The real issue was just the government showing its absolute control over media. I think PUBG was just there to make an example out of. Next on the list, we have a game that hit a little too close to home for one country, and that game is Homefront, a 2011 generic shooter where America has collapsed and is occupied by the Greater Korean Republic, a unified Korea under the North's rule. The issue came from South Korea, which refused to give the game a classification, effectively blocking its sale. The game's story and marketing use recent traumatic events like the 2010 sinking of a South Korean warship. And the idea of a unified Korea under the North's brutal leadership was seen as deeply offensive. For the South Korean government, it was a mockery of their reality. Interestingly enough, the developers originally planned for China to be the enemy, but switched to North Korea to avoid angering the much larger Chinese market. So let's check out the game's opening, which is probably the most controversial part of the game. And here we are with Homefront. I'm gonna start a new campaign. We can get through the first little intro and some of the gameplay, and see if it really was justified in the ban.
Torpedo that sunk the Cheonan and took the lives of 46 South Korean sailors.
Alright, now I'm just getting taken in for being a rebel, I guess. My god, they're beating the dust off them.
They tell me I'll never see them again.
Oh shit. Okay, that's actually fucking brutal. Wow.
Okay, we gotta watch each other's backs.
Oh shit! And he's dead. Wow, this guy looks like the most generic NPC ever. Is this game sponsored? This looks like an actual White Castle. Oh my god, look at these prices, Jesus.
With a gas station up ahead, Kim's used it as a fuel depot. I know a shortcut through the suburbs.
The Koreans are just called Kims? That's kind of racist, no? Oh my god, that guy's body just flew.
What was that about?
I definitely understand the ban for this game. Like, not only are you making me team up with my #1 op, but you're also making it where they take over and I'm the one being dominated. And to also use real-life events to make the story seem more realistic is kind of fucked up. I don't know why they couldn't just use North Korea on its own. I don't know why they had to team up the Koreas. Oh no! They're just gunning people down. Oh shit. Can you shut up? I'm trying to save you, man. I'm really not sure where we got this tank from. I was just given this. Oh shit. How am I not dead? Alright, so was the ban justified? In this case, I would say it was. There's already so much tension between South and North Korea. Using that tension and also adding real-life tragedies to the story is pretty offensive. And if I was the government in South Korea, I would definitely be very offended. The gameplay itself, again, is super generic. If you've played one of these games, you've played all of them. But I think the story was just too real for a lot of the people that have gone through these tragedies. So yeah, I understand why it was banned. Okay, so we're coming down to the final 2 spots on the list, and both of these games are very, very controversial. And interestingly enough, both of these games weren't banned for politics or control or power. They were banned because of how violent they were. The first one we'll talk about is Postal 2, released in 2003 by a studio called Running with Scissors, which already tells you a lot about what you need to know. Postal 2 was banned in a ton of countries, including Australia, New Zealand, Germany, and Malaysia for its extreme violence and cruelty. Alright, well I'm here on Postal 2, and I'll just do the average difficulty, I guess. I'm just gonna skip the intro, fuck it. Alright, okay, I'm not exactly sure where I am. There's a doghouse here, and this dog is taking Mondo shits. Holy. People may not like you barging into their house. Stun gun. Kevlar? Whose house am I in? G.I. Joe? Fuck you! Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? I just flipped you off. Calm down, dude.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
He's laughing at me?
Fuck you.
Oh, fucking asshole. Come here. Don't run now. Does it say Caucasian? Oh, Caucasian. Yeah, I can definitely see why this game was banned. Oh my god! Hey, bud. That's one in the face. And that's a 2! Oh my god, what happened to his leg? Get pissed on. Oh, the noises she's making. Oh. Ew, why does he look like that? Is that a fucking zombie? What is that? Oh, he's having a good time, dude. Oh, I see why. The guy is geeked off ghetto malt liquor. That's gotta be racist.
I'm nuts.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Watch this, 360. Oh, I actually almost hit him. And she's still locked in. She does not give a fuck that everyone is dead. Oh, this guy's having a good old time. Hey, bud. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. I think I've seen as much as I need to. So, should the game have been banned? I don't think so. While I understand geopolitical issues and just insensitive material, I don't think a game should be banned just for its violence. I personally don't believe that violent video games causes violent actions. And the game is pretty clearly satire. There's a bunch of stupid shit you can do. So, not justified in my books. Now, this last game is one that you have probably heard of even if you've never played it. It is probably still the poster child for controversy, and that is Rockstar's Manhunt. The list of countries that banned Manhunt is so long. It was refused classification in Australia, copies were pulled from shelves, Germany confiscated it, it was banned in Malaysia, South Korea, and New Zealand, where for 20 years just possessing the game was a criminal offense. That ban was just lifted in 2023 and replaced with a strict adults only rating. And every country's reasoning was the same, it was just extremely graphic and violent. The premise is that you're James Earl Cash, a death row inmate who survives his own execution only to be forced into a reality show. You're basically the star of a snuff film directed by a dude named Starkweather who whispers instructions into your ear. So, I mean, that sounds interesting enough. Like I said, I've never played Manhunt. I know about it, of course. It's one of the most, infamous games ever. So let's just jump in and see for ourselves. Okay, I'm in the game, and I've already heard the guy talking to me in my ear. I guess I'm supposed to take out these hunters, as he called them. So, the longer I hold the execution button, apparently the more gruesome it is. So I guess we'll start light. We'll just do, the lightest one there is. Go on! Which... Okay, this doesn't look too bad. That wasn't that bad. I mean, even the open combat doesn't seem that bad. Okay, this time I'm gonna do the medium one. And I think that's it. That was... I don't know if I'm just a sick bastard, but these don't seem that bad. I have a glass shard now. I'm gonna try to do the most brutal takedown I can. Okay. That was the most brutal one? Am I just seriously fucked up or what's happening? Okay, unfortunately I've hit a glitch. I literally can't move anymore. I've tried reloading the game and I'm just fucked. So I'll call it there. So did Manhunt deserve the ban? I'm gonna say no once again. From what I just experienced, the animations were pretty normal for a game of this kind. I've probably seen more brutal images and animations in recent FPS games. I think its biggest issue was that the core of its game was built on brutality, whereas other games might have their core being an engaging story or fun mechanics and there's just brutality surrounding that. I think it's just taboo to have your game's main selling point be, wow, look how hard I can kill people. And that's where I'll keep my opinion on that. From China banning Battlefield 4 over its cultural invasion, to the pure moral dilemma that got Manhunt condemned worldwide, there's all sorts of reasons why governments might ban games. Playing them today was kind of weird. Some games like Battlefield or PUBG I have hundreds of hours on, and as an American I wouldn't have even guessed that they were controversial. Some of the gore of games like Manhunt and Postal 2 can be jarring, but it's nothing new. I will say Manhunt specifically, it felt like I was doing something wrong by playing the game. Its reputation is so infamous, it felt like I was breaking a law by playing the game. But what do you think? Is there any content that's too extreme for a video game? Let me know in the comments, I read all of them. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that like button, and maybe subscribe. I'll be making plenty of videos like these and more in the future. Thanks for watching.